and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries. In case you do have doubts about the stocks that are in your portfolio, what's the next step? Should you be holding on to them? Should you be averaging or accumulating more stocks, or should you take an exit? Well, all of these questions can get answered on this show today. The WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. This is where you can send your questions along with your name, your location and your contact details as well, so that we can give you an opportunity to speak to our top market experts and get a custom-made advice for yourself. We'll be joined by two market experts on the show today, and of course they will be guiding you through what is the ideal strategy based on fundamentals and technicals as well. In case you're watching our show for the first time, well, you can also log into YouTube where you can watch our show live on. Use the comment section there and send us all your queries on that program as well, and we'll address as many questions as we can on the program today. We'll be joined by an expert, but before that, let's quickly look at the kind of market moves that you're seeing. 78 point of a decline now. We have tested 23,600 yet again and have slipped below that level as well. Barring the autos and the metals and consumer durables, rest all of the sectors have now slipped into the red. So the market breadth is weakening. On the top moves, as far as the Nifty is concerned, you have IndusInd Bank, Trent, M&M, Bharat Electronics and Power Grid. But you do have a lot of stocks that are actually weighing down the sentiments. You have NTPC, Tech Mahindra, Dr. Reddy, Cipla, Axis Bank, so a variety of stocks that are actually not participating in the move today. Let's welcome our guest on board. We have Mr. Prashant Tapsi, research analyst at Mehta Equities, now joining in. Hi Prashant, warm welcome. Good to have you with us. Well, 67 days of consecutive improvement, and yesterday towards the end there were some signs of the markets probably tiring out after those 6-7 days of run up. What exactly is your thought?
I think yes, after 7 days, markets are inviting some kind of profit booking attempt from the investors. Two reasons again. See, we are very much near to expiry, that is tomorrow, on 2nd of April, the day of Trump tandem action. So I think markets are trying to not to take that kind of risk. Yesterday, if you see, even the India VIX was showing some kind of volatility, high volatility expectations in the next week. So investors are trying to book some profits to be on a safer side. We may not expect anything big in the April 2nd, but the concerns are still there with respect to taxes.
Okay, fair point. Let's look at some of the other aspects as well in the markets before we go ahead and take some of the questions. Autos are driving in a better lane, and you also have metals that are in a safer zone. You have IndusInd Bank that's returning back to its recovery path as well. Trent also is recovering too. What exactly are you looking at, specific stocks or sectors where you think that this dip will also give an added on value, Prashant?
I think very specific news-based stocks should be focused. I think Hudco looks good for me at this point of time, technically as well as fundamentally. So I think there is a news saying there will be a good order book being given from the government. So I think that would be one reason why Hudco looks good for me at this point of time. Even Adani Enterprises, Adani Energy Solutions, this is a stock where I'm expecting some updates from the meetings from the institutions. So I think such kind of news are driving some stocks to be on a positive side. Even Ashoka Leyland also traded well in the recent times. We are still positive on Ashoka Leyland. So all the order book based stocks are still making good of profits from the current level. So we are recommending those stocks at the current point of time.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has helped understand exactly what's the viewpoint on key sectors and stocks that you could look at. We have some questions coming in, so we'll straight away dive into those questions now, Prashant. On our YouTube, we have Mr. Dasar Radhi writing in. He says, I'm holding 1,000 shares of Central Bank at 47.2, and now I want to know that the QIP price is near 42. What exactly can I do? Should I hold on or sell my position on Central Bank? 0.5% dip today at 44 or levels. He bought it at 47. What would you say?
So if you are a trader, I think you have to maintain a stop loss of 42 and then hold the stock, because QIB is a long-term investment strategy for a bank. So I think if you are a long-term investor, again, obviously every dip has to be bought. My target for a long-term would be anywhere between 52 and 53. But if you are a trader, please maintain a stop loss of 42.
Okay, as a trading strategy, maintain a stop loss of 42, continue to hold on for a long term. Prashant does believe that the stock can go above 50 odd levels, and therefore your purchase zone level of 47 odd levels can actually be seeing some profits going forward if you can hold on. So keep an eye out on that. Let's take the next question. This one is from Ankur Modi. Hi Sakshi, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you also, Ankur. Hope you're doing well. He wants to know on two stocks, and that's within the construction basket, NCC and KNR Construction. NCC particularly has had a sharp run up in trade today after that big order flow that's come in its way over the next 1 decade, 13 years, or this order will continue to pour in. Today again, the sentiments were positive. It did cool off a bit after those 6-7% highs that it touched in the intraday levels. And KNR construction as well. That's the other one that he's looking at. At the current levels, he wants to know, are these two stocks good to buy for the long term?
I think yes, fundamentally valuations are very much comfortable in the NCC stock, where the stock is trading almost like 15x forward earnings in terms of P and price to book value almost like less than 2. So very positive in for NCC. Today the rally was because of the order book from the BSNL, but I think one should again wait for a good level to buy, which can be anywhere between 205 and 208. That can be a right price for a Ankur Modi to add this stock for a long term as well as short term. My overall target would be anywhere between 250 and 260 for a medium term to long term for NCC. With respect to KNR construction again, KNRC. Valuations again very comfortable, but still I think there is a lot of pain being pending in this stock. The stock can go down to 220 and 215. So that would be a great level to start accumulating this stock, and your risk reward ratio will be beneficially for the investor. So I think if for KNR, wait and watch for the levels which I discussed right now. For NCC, I think wait for 205, 208. That would be a right price to buy it for long term.
Okay, wait it out, and before you can get your right levels to accumulate these stocks, Ankur, that's the advice that's being shared by Prashant to you on both NCC as well as KNR. Hope this helps you out. Next, we have Miss Kapadia writing in, Mr. Kapadia, Manoj Bhai Kapadia writing in. He says, I'm holding JBM Auto, 300 shares. माय बाइंग प्राइस वाज 650. अब यहाँ पर क्या करना चाहिए, आगे किस तरीके की रणनीति अपनाएं? अगेन ये जो सारी स्पेस है वापस से एक बार फिर से फोकस में आ रही है ईवी रिलेटेड न्यूज़ फ्लोज के चलते, और बसेस में, इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स में जेबीएम ऑटो भी काफ़ी पार्ट सप्लाई करता है. हालांकि पिछले कई महीनों से जो कंसोलिडेशन प्ले आउट हो रहा है उसका इम्पैक्ट आपको जेबीएम ऑटो के शेयर में भी दिखा है, लेकिन पिछले एक हफ्ते में आप देखें तो काफ़ी रिकवरी भी ये स्टॉक में ऑलरेडी देखने को मिली है. 625 पर तो आ चुका है, लेकिन 650 की बाइंग है तो अभी भी परचेस लेवल से दूर है. प्रशांत, क्या करना चाहिए? क्या आपको लगता है फाइनली टाइड इज टर्निंग इस स्पेस में?
मुझे लगता है कि ये शॉर्ट टर्म और मीडियम टर्म के हिसाब से होल्ड करना चाहिए. अभी जो लास्ट 5-6 डेज से जो रैली आई हुई है, मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा सा प्रॉफिट बुकिंग जोन में जा चुका है. स्टॉक फिर से 580 550 तक भी जाने की कोशिश करेगा अगर मार्केट में सेलिंग प्रेशर जारी रहेगा तो. बट ओवरऑल फंडामेंटली वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग कंपनी. मुझे लगता है कि आप 2 क्वार्टर के हिसाब से वेट कीजिए, आपका कॉस्ट ऑफ बाइंग से ऊपर भी जाने की कोशिश करेगा. माय ओवरऑल टारगेट फॉर नेक्स्ट 12 मंथ्स वुड बी 750.
ठीक है, 750 के लिए लॉन्ग टर्म टारगेट्स आपको देखने को मिल सकते हैं स्टॉक में, तो डेफिनेटली आप ये ध्यान रख के चलें. नेक्स्ट हमारे पास एक और सवाल आया है और ये है हमारे पास विनीता गुप्ता का सवाल. सेज गुड आफ्टरनून साक्षी, गुड आफ्टरनून टू यू एज वेल विनीता, होप यू आर वेल. शी सेज आई वांट टू नो accumulation levels for e-pack durable and Skipper, 2 stocks. Could you also please suggest stop loss and target for the same? For sure, Vinita, we'll try and help you out. You've actually picked out both the stocks that have actually shown a strong momentum in the recent rally that we had seen unplay. Now, when we look at today, there's a dip of about 3% on e-pack durable. 333 odd levels can be seen. If you stretch the charts of this stock, you'll be able to see what the last 6 months have been for e-pack durable, and then you'll be able to see what has happened. So it's also given up some kind of gains in the consolidative period. So last 6 months you've seen a 12-13% decline, but look at the kind of move that we saw from September to December, and after that there has been a decline. Let's look at the next one. That's Skipper Limited. Earnings improvement definitely helped and aided the sentiments on the street as well. The stock prices also improved for Skipper, but again there has been some dwindling and giving up some kind of gains. E-pack durable and Skipper for you, Prashant.
E-pack again not comfortable to advise for the client to add at this point of time because 2 reasons. Again, the sell-off may continue. Still, there is a concern of the valuation. The stock is almost trading at a 70p, which is not justified. Again, price to book value almost 3.5 times, not justified. So I am still have some concern with respect to price action. So the stock may go down to below 300 or 280, so that can be a right level. I think that can be expected in next 1 or 2 quarters, despite having small kind of rally in the current market. But I am waiting for the right level. That would be 280 and 300. That would be a right price for any client to add the stock for a medium term to long term. But wait and watch. Second would be Skipper. Again, I think Skipper also is looking to have some kind of sell-off pressure from the current levels again. So I need to wait and watch for a good level to hold for buy. I think below 400 can be right level to buy skipper for a medium term to long term. So in both stocks, wait and watch.
Okay, got that. Let's look at some of the other questions that are coming in then. We have Samvit Nageshwar writing in, says, good afternoon to everybody. Good afternoon to you also, Samvit. He says, it's the IPL season, so I want to know, is it better to invest in Angel One and Varun Beverages for the short term? Because, you know, they recently went into the match in Chennai and many businesses and you know, we've noticed a few like Angel One. Yes, absolutely right. Sponsors there coming in. Let's hope that this turns out to be a great season for the sponsors also, as also for the cricket lovers. Prashant, are you also really looking very, very closely at all the matches that are being played at IPL? Who are you betting big on? And from the stock market's perspective, how should one play this season?
I think yes, Angel looks good, but I think one has to again wait and watch 200, 220, 200 and below. That can be a right price for any investors to buy. Sponsors, obviously, that will have some kind of reflection in the first quarter of the next financial year. So obviously, revenue will flow in that quarter. So overall, downside is still limited around 100 rupees. If you would like to have a fresh buy, wait and watch for a stock going below 2200 and then buy the stock.
Okay, Angel looks good. So keep an eye out on this one, Samvit. I hope this has helped you out. Let's take some questions coming in on our WhatsApp as well. So in case you're also looking for a place to write in your questions, the WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens and you can keep sending in your questions. Mohit from Ludhiana asks, I have purchased the shares of Indian Oil Corporation, IOC, in the year 2022. Now, the price adjustment after the bonus was 77 rupees. I also received a dividend of 21 rupees per share till date, and the effective value per share for me is now coming at 56. My time horizon is 2 years. What exactly should be my strategy on IOC right now? The current market price on IOC is 130, Prashant. How would you look at it? Of course, we have seen a tremendous move. You can see actually in the last 2 years how oil marketing companies have performed. Now, again, there is a focus on how crude oil prices will move going forward. They have been lying low. There's an expectation if the US continues to drill for more oil, the prices may continue to be benign. What is your own suggestion?
Obviously, yes, with respect to US in drilling more, and then that will bring a lot of pressure in the production as well as in the supply in the global markets. That will keep the oil markets down, helping these companies to do well. See, one thing again, a high dividend stock with good valuations and good comfort levels for long term. I think it's a buy on dip strategy always. For him, obviously, I will be recommending him to hold at this current point of time. Again, a 9 to 10% dividend yield is a great opportunity for any investors to hold this stock. Overall target from current level for a very shorter period of time, 6 months to 12 months, again 150 to 160 can be expected, but we should have a direct watch on the crude prices momentum. Overall hold.
Overall hold. Okay, that's the view that is coming in on IOC. I hope, Mohit, this has helped you out. Let's take the next one again from our WhatsApp. This is Mr. Chandra Singh Dodia. He's from New Delhi. Hi, Mr. Chandra Singh. Hope you're doing well. He says, I have already bought Textile in at the rate of 123. I have about 50 shares. I want to buy more. So can I buy at the current levels? Could you please also suggest to me, both on the short term as well as on the long term strategy, what should I be doing? He's also requested you to speak in Hindi. प्रशांत जी, पहला स्टॉक इनका जो है टेक्स मैको रेल के बारे में है, 138 के भाव पर फिलहाल चल रहा है, 123 पर इन्होंने खरीदा है, तो प्रॉफिट में है, ये बढ़िया बात है. और अब जानना चाहते हैं शॉर्ट टर्म और लॉन्ग टर्म दोनों के लिहाज से स्ट्रैटेजी क्या हो.
स्ट्रैटेजी फर्स्ट, आई थिंक मुझे उनको प्रॉफिट बुक करने का एडवाइस देना चाहता हूँ. ऑलरेडी प्रॉफिट में है, तो स्टॉक फिर से ये स्टॉक 120 की तरफ जाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, जिस तरीके से प्रॉफिट बुकिंग अभी छोटे शॉर्ट टर्म में आने वाला है. तो आई थिंक एक बार प्रॉफिट बुकिंग कर लो, फिर से 120 125 के आसपास से स्टॉक अगर मिलता है वेरी शॉर्टर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम में, तो मुझे लगता है कि वहां पे अक्यूमुलेट करना चाहिए. और लॉन्ग टर्म टारगेट कैन बी अराउंड 160 और 175. एटलीस्ट आपको 6 महीने से 12 महीने तक होल्ड करना चाहिए. गवर्नमेंट का फोकस ज्यादा है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू वैगन्स को और रेलवे डिपार्टमेंट को इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट करने की. बट मुझे लगता है कि अभी 138 के आसपास जो भाव है, आप प्रॉफिट में हो, एक बार प्रॉफिट बुकिंग कर लो. 120 125 के आसपास से स्टॉक आएगा विद रिस्पेक्ट टू प्रॉफिट बुकिंग, तब वहां से फिर से आप अक्यूमुलेट कर सकते हो.
Okay. Also, we'll look at some of the other questions that are coming in. Next question is from Gul. She says, I have Reliance Industries 20 shares. I purchased at 1233. She wants to know what will be the impact of tariffs on Reliance Industries price. Should I continue to hold on to it, buy at lower price or sell it? I want to know whether tariffs can really cause a lot of dent on Reliance Industries. Okay, good. We'll take your question there. Reliance has already been in a very sideways, dull, lackluster momentum over the last 1.5 years, and there has been some recovery in the new year in the last 1 month. But let's see whether this continues to be the case or will there be any impact. Prashant, how are you reading into Reliance Industries 1277, again an oil and gas play? But in case there were to be an impact on the tariffs, will there be on specific stocks or will it be on the overall markets?
So it will be overall sector focused tariff will be affecting the industry. But again, with respect to the tariff hike or actions by Trump, Reliance Industry will have some kind of limited neutral effect. But obviously, being a large cap stock, being an index stock, there may be some kind of pressure coming on because of markets going down, having that kind of tariff action. So I think downside is very limited. 1180 can be a level where the stock can come down because of the market pressure as well as some the Trump action. So that can be again a great level for the client to add more at this point of time. But obviously, you should be a long-term investor. Momentum will be very slow. Once the stock closes above its 200 DMI, which is around 1313, then only there will be a good momentum expected. So until unless it doesn't close above these levels, there will not be some kind of good action seen. So good level to buy 1180.
ओके चलिए अगला सवाल लेते हैं. हमारे पास ये सवाल आया है अंकुर मोदी का. ये आपके बड़े फैन हैं प्रशांत जी और ये पूछना चाहते हैं कि सर विच मंथ कैन आई स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट इमेजिका वर्ल्ड गेट अगेन एंड व्हेन डू यू एक्सपेक्ट इट्स अपवर्ड्स रैली. कैन आई कंटिन्यू टू एड मोर एट द करंट लेवल्स और शुड आई वेट फॉर अ राइट टाइम. व्हाट वुड यू एडवाइस?
Obviously, any time is a good time to add Imagica because आपने देखा होगा लास्ट 6 महीने में इमेजिका का भाव ऑलमोस्ट 70-75 के आसपास ही है डिस्पाइट मार्केट्स बीइंग सो वोलेटाइल एंड अंडर प्रेशर्स. वन रीजन एक ही है कि इसमें स्टॉक में कोई एफआईएस है ही नहीं तो सेलिंग प्रेशर आया ही नहीं है. आई थिंक अप्रैल 15 और मई 15 के बीच में इसके रिजल्ट्स अनाउंस होंगे. सो एज एंड व्हेन द रिजल्ट्स विल कम डाउन मुझे लगता है कि 75-80 तक तो स्टॉक एटलीस्ट एक ट्रेड होना चाहिए. आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग वेरी गुड नंबर्स फॉर द फुल ईयर एज वेल एज द Q4 अर्निंग्स. मेन एक्शन इसका होगा फर्स्ट क्वार्टर में जो नेक्स्ट ईयर फाइनेंशियल ईयर में आएगा तो वहां पे मुझे लगता है कि टारगेट एटलीस्ट 85-90 के आसपास आना चाहिए. सो 60-65 के रेंज में अगर कोई भी रीजन से अगर इमेज का मिलता है तो आई थिंक वन हैज टू अक्यूमुलेट मोर.
Okay, got that. Let's look at some of the other questions that are coming in on our WhatsApp again. We have a lot of them that are coming. Kalpesh Patel, he is from Mumbai and he says, I have a short call on April futures for KEI Industries at 2900. My target is 2500. Do you think that can be achieved?
Looks very difficult. See, levels are I'm giving you on the cash levels. Maximum downside what I am expecting can be 2690. That can be a level one can see considering the pressure in the cable industries, the way Adani is entering, the way Ultratech is entering. So the such kind of headlines can only disturb the market under pressure. But I am expecting Q4 earnings to be very good. So downside is limited if that stock goes below 2700. So I think that can be used as an opportunity to book profits for you as you are in a short position. But if the stock closes or goes near to 2950, so then you have to at least look it as a stop loss and then exit this call.
Okay, fair point. Hope this has also helped you out in understanding the right strategy. Shankar from Jaipur writes in now. He says, why is Zomato falling again? And should I average my position? Should I book any, look at any stop losses? My price is 320. I have 220 shares in my portfolio. Okay, got that. No, price is 220 and quantity is 320. That's what I was looking at. So 220 is still not too far. You've actually got it at an recent level that it had touched. But is 204 a level that you should be looking at for accumulating the stock? That's the question. प्रशांत जी, अभी क्यों गिर रहा है ये स्टॉक? आज हमारे पास एक ब्रोकरेज हाउस की रिपोर्ट आई है जिसने रिड्यूस रेटिंग दी है और ख़ास तौर पर अगर देखें तो प्राइसेस भी उन्होंने कम किए हैं. पहले 400 तक के थे, अब 350 एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं. और दो इनफैक्ट ब्रोकरेज हाउसेस ने यहाँ पर अभी रिसेंटली कट किए हैं टारगेट्स और ये स्टॉक बार बार 203, 201 तक आता है, फिर एक रिकवरी रैली आती है, 225 तक जोमेटो का स्टॉक जाता है और एक बार फिर से कोई हर्डल पैदा हो जाती है। आपका क्या व्यू पॉइंट है? क्या ये सही समय है, अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है लॉन्ग टर्म निवेशकों के लिए 203 पर निवेश करने के लिए जोमेटो के लिए, या फिर अभी रुकें?
आई थिंक अक्यूमुलेट करना चाहिए। 200 210 का एक अच्छा रेंज है जहाँ पे अच्छा बाइंग वैल्यू बन रहा है। बट अगेन, जिस तरीके से मार्केट्स चल रहे हैं, अगर अप्रैल 2 के बाद अगर अपना ओवरऑल इंडिया पे व्यू अगर नेगेटिव होता है तो स्टॉक शायद ये नीचे ही जाएगा। और आई थिंक कल से इसको इंडेक्स में भी ऐड किया जाएगा, तो देयर विल बी सम काइंड ऑफ वेरी पॉजिटिव वॉल्यूम्स कमिंग फ्रॉम टुमारो बिकॉज इट इज गोइंग टू बी ए इंडेक्स स्टॉक अगेन। स्टॉप लॉस एक मेंटेन करना चाहिए बिकॉज मार्केट्स आर गोइंग टू बी वेरी वोलेटाइल फॉर नेक्स्ट 1 week 10 days. So 184 should be a stop loss for you. But again, your cost of buying is very not so high, 220 and all. I think एज ए ट्रेडर अगर आप उसको देखते हो तो 184 के आसपास उसको स्टॉप लॉस मेंटेन कीजिए। या आपको ये जो अगला 6 महीने या 1 साल का अगर रैली अगर राइड करना है तो आई थिंक ये लेवल पे आसपास आपको अकोमोडेट करना चाहिए।
चलिए ठीक है, उम्मीद करते हैं यहाँ पर आपको सही राय मिल गई होगी शंकर, और आप इसी तरीके से आगे बढ़ेंगे। नेक्स्ट हमारे पास सवाल आया है मोमिता का कोलकाता से। सेज हाय साक्षी, हेलो मोमिता, हाउ आर यू डूइंग? शी सेज गुड टू हैव यू बैक, यू आर मिस्ड। यस, आई एम बैक आफ्टर 2 days and I missed you all too. I hope things are well with you. She wants to know on 2 questions, Prashant. First one is Godrej Agrovet and the second one is Wari Energy. Purely from trading perspective she wants to know, and 1 month to 3 months horizon is what she has, and she wants to know, are these the current market levels good enough to look at these 2 stocks, Wari Energy and Godrej Agrovet, and what could be the target price for both of these stocks from 1 to 3 months kind of time frame?
Not a right time to buy Vara Energy at this point of time. I think one should wait for a good level that can be anywhere
Okay.
between 20 to 30. So another 100 rupees fall can be expected due to many reasons. Again, market sell-off or a Trump tandem or whatever it is. So I think stock is good with respect to fundamental again for long term. But again, she is a short-term trader. I think one is to wait and watch and then buy at the right price. So 22 30 would be a level for Vara Energy to buy. Second would be Godrej Agrovet again. I think for a fundamental view, very positive. But with respect to technicals, again, wait and watch. Right level would be 740 for her to add this stock for a short-term trading. So wait and watch for both because now the market, overall market, broader market looks like they are into a profit booking zone.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you out, Momita, in understanding what should be your strategy on both the stocks that you have asked. Next, we have this question coming in from Lavish from Indore. He wants to know, I want to buy phase 3. I want to know the buying level on this one. What would the suggestion be? Phase 3. Okay. Let's look at the stock at the current levels. I think the stock is up by 5.5%. This is phase 3 EQ on NSE, as you will spot. Prashant, if you track this stock, let's look at the pure charts. Last 6 months, you've given up about 19% in the trade. Last 1 year odd, there was an improvement up until say August of 2024. The stock had gone up to 550 odd levels. From that time, the stock has really come under pressure, especially in the last 2025, from February onwards. There was sharp decline and some recovery that's picked up in March yet again. Phase 3 EQ. Tell us more about this stock, Prashant, if you've studied.
I'm not tracking this company on a fundamental basis, but just looking at the numbers, it is into textile, manufacturing and servicing lot of the garment companies. But with respect to the Q3 earnings, they were very much decent, very positive. I think one of the textile company which has given a very good numbers in terms of Q3 earnings. With respect to valuations, again, very much comfortable to have a hold view at this point of time. Again, market cap is almost near 1,000 crores. So fundamentally, a decent company to hold and buy. With respect to technicals also, I think the stock is trying to come out above its 50 DMI. So I think that is also one kind of positive for a stock to hold. So my recommendation would be hold with a stop loss of 350 with a target of at least 210 for a shorter period of time.
Okay, fair point. I hope you've actually gotten a sense, Lavish, as to how to go about this stock as well. Let's look at some of the other stocks that are coming in. Next, we have a question from one of our viewers. Again, we have this query coming in from our YouTube. This question is from Ankur from Jaipur. He says, I want to know on Anant Raj at the current levels, what is your view for long term? Anant Raj.
Very positive. I think the way they are expanding into the AI data center and all, I think that will have some kind of impact next financial year. So this dip is a good opportunity to start accumulating. But again, 504 would be some kind of very expensive. But wait for a good level that can be anywhere between 480, 470. That can be a good level for a long-term investor to start accumulating. So fundamentally very strong. I think from the real estate sector to the data center, I think they are shifting very well, and there is a huge demand for data center and AI businesses. So I think keeping that into concern, again, we should be like a long-term investor for a target of at least 650 to 660, but good level would be below 480.
Okay, good level will be before below 480 odd levels. Okay, Gul wants to know on ADSL, that's Allied Digital Services Limited. The stock is under the code ADSL. Currently trading at 190. In the last 6 months, the stock has dropped 29%. And Gul says, I have averaged my position at 230 levels. The prices are continuously going down. I want to know, should I exit this one or should I continue to hold on my position? So she's bought it at higher levels, further averaged at 230. Now she wants to know when the stock has slipped below 200 levels, what to do.
Not recommending to add more at this level, but obviously she has already averaged it. But my level for a stop loss would be below 180, that is 179. So keep a stop loss of this and then hold for at least medium term. Whenever you get your cost from the market due to any recovery in the broader market, then try to exit the stock at any point of time.
Okay, fair point. Let's take the next one. Okay, Lavish also wants to know about Greaves Cotton and wants to know, I already have 700 shares of Greaves Cotton at 270. What would your suggestion be on this one? If you could please guide Greaves Cotton.
Add more at this point of time again and keep a stop loss of at least 207. There are some news saying that the company's subsidiary, which is into EV bike, that can come into IPO. So I think that can be a trigger for next financial year. But obviously, keep a stop loss of 207 and then hold and add more at this point of time.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you out in understanding. Vinod Chaudhary writes in on our YouTube and says, Hi Sakshi, thank you so much for doing this show for retail investors. Thank you so much, Vinod, for joining in and with your question too. Hope this show is really guiding you well with our top market experts' voices and the guidance that you're getting. Poonawala FinCorp, he wants to know, for 2 to 3 years perspective, what is your suggestion? And he wants to know, recently RBI has been doing a lot of changes for the finance industry. How does that augur well for Poonawala FinCorp? What would your suggestion be?
I was about to talk about RBI again. From last 2 months, I think government has done a lot of things to get some kind of NBFC out of the risk. So I think the way how they have pushed the liquidity into markets, obviously NBFCs, stocks like Poonawalla or Bajaj Finance, they can do better from the next financial year. So hold on to the stock for long term again. Technically also the stock has recovered very fast. The stock went down to almost 280, and from there, from 1 month last month, 28th of February, it was almost near 280, and today it's almost like 350. So I think there's a good strong recovery. Stock is trying to come out from its 200-day moving average, which is around 250 levels. So I think if it closes above 250 levels today, there can be a good volume expected again. Fundamentally, very strong company. The management is very strong to grow their AUM faster than the industry. So I think my recommendation would be hold, average more on dips.
Okay, I hope this has helped you out in understanding, Vinod, what to do on Poonawalla FinCorp as the strategy. Last question for you then, Prashant, that we have on the show. This is from Ramesh from Hyderabad. He says, Hi Sakshi, I have bought CDS and Irida in the dips that we recently saw. Okay, Ramesh, we'll try and help you out. He wants to know from a 3 years perspective, how will these stocks perform? CDSL, he purchased at 1209. Currently the stock is at 1198, and Irida he bought at 162. Remember, the stocks have further corrected from their peaks quite a bit, and he's actually bought it in the recent dip. Will it be good to hold these two stocks for a 3 years horizon, Prashant?
Yes, he has done a very right strategy to buy the dip in these two fundamental long-term stories. Near term, there may be some kind of pain with respect to Q4 earnings. CDSL may deliver very flat, neutral to negative earnings show. So there can be some kind of more dip expected in the CDSL, and he can again use that as an opportunity. So 1150, 1140 can be a level for CDSL to add more if there is some kind of selling pressure due to Q4 earnings. IRDA again, obviously, currently it is trading at a very high level for the recent recovery. There can be some kind of profit booking attempt in IRDA, but again, he has a view of 3 years. So obviously, this short-term pain doesn't help him to anything else. So I think buy more on dips, hold for 3 years. I think 20 to 30% CAGR return kind of ratios can be expected for these two stocks.
Okay, fair point. I hope Ramesh ji, you've got the answer to your question on both these stocks. Prashant, anything specific that you have looked at or identified as a stock that one can definitely keep an eye out on in the recent dip? What did you buy?
I'm recommending my clients two stocks again. Hudco at this point of time. 201 is a CMP right now with a stop loss of 180. Hudco looks very good. Hudco looks very good for me with at least target of 225 and 240. Second would be again Adani Energy Solutions looks very good for me at this point of time. 815 is the CMP. 780 would be a stop losses, and again 890 and 900 can be a target for him. So these are the two stocks which I am recommending to my clients.
Okay, fair point. We'll keep that in mind too, Prashant. Well, we'll thank you then for being with us on this special edition, for sharing all those ideas and strategies that you have identified for all our viewers as well. And always appreciate your presence with us, Prashant. Hope you have a great time till the time we see you next on another edition of Daily Calls. 23,606 currently on the Nifty. We are down by about 60 odd points. Let's look at some of the factors that are moving in the markets. So, you have autos that are driving the show today, 0.6% higher. Metals are showing slight bit of gains, 0.2% up. The Nifty Next 50 has turned positive. Mid caps have turned positive yet again. Consumer durables, infra and FMCG, those are also the pockets that are showing some signs of green today. But what's not doing well? Pharma. That's given up some gains, 0.7 down in trade today. You're also looking at private banks that are down half odd percent, financial services that are down half odd percent, oil and gas, even the Nifty Bank is in fact down by 0.3%. IT is down by 0.2% as well. So all the three spaces of the Nifty Bank, financial services, private sector, PSU banks, all of them are actually on the back foot today and not really participating in the market as such. Small caps are down, whereas there is a mixed trend because the mid caps are higher in trade. Let's look at the F&O space. You have a lot of momentum in stocks like Siemens, for instance, that's up by 7%. IndusInd Bank, NCC, Auto Flow that we just talked about. AU Small Finance Bank, again, one of the recommended stocks where Goldman Sachs has come out with the top 10 recommendations. So that's why you're seeing some move there too. Let's look at the Nifty Next 50 names then. What's buzzing here? Like I said, Siemens is the top counter. HAL now 3.6% higher. There's this strong, momentum and news flow that's coming in for the defense space that aiding the sentiments on both HAL and BEL. Let's in fact look at all the stocks as to how they are doing. Look at the kind of move that you're seeing. It's at the high point of the day, 4155 now on HAL. Let's actually stretch the chart of HAL. Let's pull up last 1 month chart of HAL to see how the stock has been performing, and you'll be able to see the kind of recovery that has taken place. 24% of a rally. So in case you really bought the stock at around 3,500, 3,400, you've already got a 24% uptake in the last 1 month. So, those believing in the long-term story of defense, they are actually getting to take the benefit of the last 1 month of a dip that we saw and the recovery. Last 5 months of a dip and the recovery that staged in the month of March so far. 4149 for HL. Let's look at BEL as well to see how that one is also looking at this point in time. As far as the BEL counter is also concerned, Bharat Electronics, let's pull up that one as well because that's also doing well. It's one of the top movers as far as the trade today is concerned. In the last 1 month, the stock has jumped about 18 odd percent in trade. Again, similar story unfolding. It's near the high point of the day at 304 odd levels. Again, remember this stock was hovering around 250 to 70 odd zones and it's now improved in the last 1 month again. What else is buzzing is auto ancillaries. Samvardhan Motherson, Bosch is up and about in trade. You also have these consumer durables, both Bosch, Havells, that's up in trade today. Pidilite from the FMCG basket, that's also up and about. We also have names beyond this space as well. So Varun Beverages, that's up in the QSR as well as Pepsi bottler, summer theme that's also buzzing in trade. Some IT stocks returning to spotlight. You have LTI Mindtree and the likes that are also up and about as far as the Nifty Next 50 names are concerned. Let's look at the broadest index. What's buzzing? You should look at these strong double-digit gains. Tourism Finance Corporation, 15% higher. Top mover in the Nifty 500 basket today. Genus Paper and Boards, 12% higher. You have Moltec Technologies, 9% up. You also have Siemens, we discussed this. You have stocks like Pondy Oxides, that's up by 6%. And then you have names like HEG. Remember last few weeks they have been up and about. That stock is also up in trade. Imami Realty and some of the other real estate stocks are also actually doing well. So real estate is something that you could look at. Raghavendra Singh joins in on this special. Hi Raghavendra ji, warm welcome. Good to have you with us. Tell us what are you betting more on? The recovery that will continue, or was it just a bounce and then we are going to give up most of the gains that we garnered in the last 1 month?
Actually, very good afternoon. As far as Nifty is concerned, Nifty has taken a strong, bounce back from 21,800, 22,000 levels. From where we have seen a very very good, retracement level. At least 2,000 points, I can say, we have taken from the bottom level. Now we are hovering around 23,500, 23,600. 23,600, 23,800 is a very, strong supply zone, and 24,000 is a 200 DMR, which I think we are facing a strong resistance. Now it is very difficult to cross those levels immediately because there is a supply zone, and I think Nifty has taken most of the Nifty stocks has taken a U-turn from the very strong support level, now facing the resistance. So I think Nifty can face strong resistance at these levels, and after the expiry, I think there could be some more fall towards 23,000. But I think 23,000 is a strong base from where we can again take a U-turn and can reach 24,200, 24,500 level. Similarly, Bank Nifty has a very strong resistance at 51,600, 51,800. Downside support at around 50,000 and 49,700. I think this is the range for the April month. I think 49,700 is a strong base from where we can expect 100% retracement from this level. So Bank Nifty and Nifty both, I think there could be a small correction going ahead.
Okay, fair point. That's the overall view on the markets. Raghavendra ji, lots of questions coming for you, so we'll straight away dip in. Mr. Vinu P writes in, he says, good afternoon Sakshi, I want to know whether it's the right time to enter Power Grid and Federal Bank at the current levels, both from completely different sectors. For a short time, he wants to know, Power Grid has been in momentum. Again, the summer theme, power related stocks coming back in flavor. What would you say on Power Grid? And the second one is Federal Bank.
Power Grid, strong support at 290. I think the stock is trading above 290 level, which can be a stop loss. One can buy this stock for the target of 300 and 310 in the short term. And apart from this, another stock is.
So his question is on Power Grid and Federal Bank.
Federal Bank.
Yes.
It's a very strong resistance around 195, 196. So I think avoid Federal Bank right now, wait for the dip and then buy. Power Grid you can buy.
Power Grid is a buy, avoid Federal Bank at the current levels. We know that's the advice that's coming in. Let's take some other questions too that are coming in on our YouTube. We have Ankur writing to you, Raghavendra ji, as IPL and summer season is here. Which are the stocks that you will advise? Should one focus on stocks like Lemon Tree Hotels, BLS International or Devyani, or any other stock that you believe that one should look at?
I think apart from these three stocks, I think Zomato is looking good for IPL because BLS, I don't think there is any international match going on. So BLS के लिए कुछ अभी chance नहीं है. But other things apart from this, मुझे लगता है Zomato is looking good. Zomato and Domino's. So Domino's and Zomato, these two stocks are looking good. I think one can definitely bet for the IPL season.
Zomato, Jubilant Food, these are the two stocks that you could look at to play on the food delivery as well as the pizza maker right there on that front. Because of the IPL season, there could be heightened demand for these kind of products. Let's look at some other questions. Vinod Chaudhary says, hi Sakshi, I want to thank Raghavendra sir for suggesting Supriya Life Sciences, Antony Waste and Kiri Industries. I've got about 30% profits in all of these stocks. So congratulations to you, Raghavendra ji, for suggesting to our viewers great stocks at the right time for giving them handsome profits. Now he wants to know, is Mithun Alloys a good one to consider at the current levels?
Absolutely. Mithun Alloys is, it is also in our list. Methane alloys is looking good. I think one can definitely buy it with the stop loss of 5 to 10% on the lower side. I'm expecting stock to touch 1,200, 1,300 level very soon.
Okay, we have some other questions also coming in from our viewers list. Okay, Kalpesh Patel writes in and he says, I want to know on Kalyan Jewelers at the rate of 480. I bought this, short sold this for futures, April futures. I want to know whether my target of 400 can be achieved on Kalyan Jewelers. So he has short sold at 480. What would you advise here?
Absolutely. I think Kalyan Jewelers in a bear grip and there is no sign of recovery even after the, nearing the expiry. So I think 495, 500 level is the stop loss. One can definitely short it. I'm expecting 430, 450 level maybe in the month of April.
Okay, fair point. Vinita writes in says, I want a view on SW Solar and Hind Copper. What would you advise on these two stocks, Raghavendra ji?
In the copper, definitely one can buy Hindustan Copper. Hindustan Copper is looking good. I think 230, 228 is the stop. It is hovering around 229 to 230 level. 225 is the stop loss. 238 is the target. And I think SW Solar, SW Solar is SW
Sterling
Solar.
Wilson Solar, yeah.
Yeah, SW Solar is, I think it is trading around 253, 255 levels. I think one can definitely buy it. 245 is the stop loss target, 265, 270 levels.
Okay, hope Vinita you've got the answer to both your questions. Raj writes in on our YouTube says, hi Sakshi ji, I want to know how to find undervalued stocks in this market. Raj, welcome and thank you so much for your question. It's a good question at this point in time and a relevant one because a lot of investors are now looking at the recent dips as an opportunity to buy because they were holding on to cash, looking with a fearful eye to all the crash that we saw in the last 5 months. Finally, they are seeing some signs of recovery and they hope that things can actually turn better and therefore they want to know how to identify the undervalued stocks in this market. What is the right strategy to do that, Raghavendra ji?
I think the best and the most relevant thing is price to earning ratio. If it is trading below 20, it means that it is cheaper than the Nifty. If it is trading above 25, 30, again it is bit expensive. And check out the industry, P ratio, and accordingly you can find a cheaper stock. Like Wipro is trading around 15 PE ratio. Tech Mahindra is trading around 14 PE ratio. I think these two stocks are very cheap in the IT sector. So this is the way one can definitely, find it.
Okay, Raj, I hope you have taken down the names there and you've understood why and how Raghavendra ji is spotting these stocks as well. Next, Vinod writes in and says, could you please request Raghavendra sir for, suggesting any more diamonds like erstwhile he has suggested Supriya Life Sciences for long term for 2 to 4 years. I am a big follower and I've personally seen huge profits multiple times. So I want to understand if there are any new diamonds that you could share. Well, you can also go and visit his store to get diamonds if you truly want to buy diamonds, Vinod ji, because Raghavendra ji has many stores where he sells gold, silver and diamonds, considering that there is a huge demand and the prices are appreciating for those spaces as well. बताइए राघवेंद्र जी, असली में डायमंड खरीदें या फिर स्टॉक मार्केट का कोई डायमंड शेयर है आपके पास?
देखिए दोनों डायमंड अलग अलग है, दोनों डायमंड में इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहिए। स्टॉक मार्केट में मल्टीपल है, वहां पे भी मल्टीपल है, अच्छे डायमंड से जो कि आप कैरी कर सकते हैं। मेरे हिसाब से देखिए अभी भी मार्केट में बहुत चीजें ऐसी हैं जो अनसर्टेनिटी है ग्लोबल मार्केट में, तो मेरे हिसाब से अपॉर्चुनिटी आगे और भी अच्छी आएगी और मुझे लगता है कि हम लोग जब चैनल पे रहेंगे तो कुछ भी अच्छी चीज आएगी तो जो हमारे इन्वेस्टर्स हैं, जो हमारे व्यूवर्स हैं, जो हमें देख रहे हैं, साक्षी जी, हम लोग डेफिनेटली उनके साथ भी शेयर करेंगे। अभी फिलहाल स्टॉक को होल्ड कीजिए, नब्स को अपने पकड़ के रखिए, कैश पे रहिए, बाजार फिर आपको अगले महीने अपॉर्चुनिटी देगा, वहां पे कुछ अच्छा स्टॉक बाई करेंगे।
चलिए ठीक है, उम्मीद करते हैं विनोद जी आप इसी तरीके से फॉलो करते रहें राघवेंद्र जी को और आप सभी को इसी तरीके की राय यहाँ पर डेली कॉल्स पर टॉप मार्केट एक्सपर्ट से मिलती रहे। राघवेंद्र जी बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया बने रहने के लिए इस खास शो पर और तमाम क्वेरीज को एड्रेस करने के लिए हमारे सभी दर्शकों के लिए। ऑलवेज गुड टू हैव यू विद अस ऑन आवर शो एंड अ लॉट ऑफ योर फॉलोअर्स आल्सो कीप वेटिंग फॉर यू, सो कीप मेकिंग योर प्रेजेंस फेल्ट ऑन द शो more frequently. Right, viewers, we'll wrap it up at that as far as the markets are concerned and this edition of Daily Calls is concerned as well. 48 points on the lower end. 23,619 at this current levels. Slight recovery from the bottom of the intraday momentum that you've seen, but it's been a choppy, day so far, and rightly so. We had mentioned this. We were discussing with our top guests in the morning as well, like how Mr. Gaurang Shah pointed out that tomorrow is the FNO expiry, not just for the series, but the last FNO expiry of financial year 2025, and there is bound to be a lot of volatility, especially after the last 6-7 days of upward momentum in the market. So keep an eye, brace up for some volatility. There could be things coming back. Remember, we get into a longer weekend, after Friday, and that is the time when we are likely to get more and more cues from across the globe. April 2nd, the announcements on tariffs will be important. So there'll be a lot of moving parts that markets have to really navigate through. Stay tuned with us throughout the course of this week, and of course join us next week as well. There'll be a lot of news points that you need to track on an everyday basis. So stay tuned with us on Business Today Television. Market coverage continues, and I'll be back now for the closing edition at 3 p.m. Stay tuned.
Days after the Karnataka Assembly